Hey guys, this is Annie Margarita Yang back with another video for you today. Today, I'm going to talk to you guys about creating a vision board to help you with your career success, making your dream job come alive, making it become true. And today, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share with you actual pages from my vision book. So what I have here is not like a vision board. I actually made a vision book because I knew that when I made this, I wanted to move around a lot. And if I make a board, then it's not really portable. I can't stick this into my backpack. But if I get this like 8.5 inch by 11 book, then I can stick it into my backpack wherever I go. I want to see it. I can bring it with me. So that was my rationale. Why make a video on vision boarding when there are already a whole bunch of videos on YouTube about this? Like, this is such an overdone topic. So why? Well, my thought process here is if you've never heard of it, then at least I can take credit for introducing it to you. Or maybe you have already heard of it, but you never got off of your lazy butt to actually go make one. So maybe this will inspire you to make your own. All right. So my thought process for vision boards is that they don't change your life in the way that you think. People make it sound like it's something so magical, like that if you just put it on your vision board, then it will come true a few years later. And for some people, like they stuck a picture of a house on their vision board, they lost their vision board, and then a few years later, they find their vision board again, and lo and behold, they're living in the same exact house, like the outside of the house they're looking at is the same house they're living in now as in their vision board. Like a real coincidence, right? Really, really coincidental. Sure, that can happen, but I think of vision boards more as like this way to focus your mind, because what you focus on manifests into your reality. The problem is people always focus on the things they don't want. I don't want to lack money. I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to lose my house. Like they think about all these things they don't want, all these fears that they have, instead of doing the opposite, which is like focusing, dreaming, thinking all the time of the future that they do want. Like literally all day long, I swear, I just daydream. I'm a daydreamer. All throughout my day, I will daydream different things. Like lately, I'm just daydreaming that I'm giving a speech at Harvard. I'm going to get invited to MIT to give a talk. I'm just daydreaming all day long. It replays in my head like a movie. I can't help myself. Like my brain naturally goes there. Like I can imagine myself going on a stage, speaking in front of like 500 people, 1,000 people, and changing everyone's lives. Like that's literally what I see in my head. My mind doesn't focus on the things that it doesn't want. It only focuses on the things that it does want. And I think that's one of the differences between me and the average person who doesn't have their dreams come true. Because like I find that other people, they can work so hard. There are so many people out there, I admit, like who do work harder than me. I work hard, right? But there are lots of people out there in this world who work far harder than I do. But they don't seem to have the same success. And a part of that, I think, is simply a form of like faith. Vision, it's things that you can't see. Tangible, these are not tangible things. Like you cannot see someone's vision. A vision is something that you only have in your own head, right? That's why people don't believe in you when you say that you're going to make your dreams come true, because you can see it so clearly in your head, but other people don't. So what I have found to be helpful for the vision book is that like it helps me stay focused on the things that I want. Like there was a time in my life when I made this vision board, I was 20 years old and nobody believed in my dreams. I was totally alone. I had no friends. My boyfriend had just done some horrible things to my sister. And next thing you know, I'm single. I'm fighting with my parents. So I don't get along with my parents. I don't live with them anymore. Basically, I have no one to emotionally support me. So I at that time in my life when I made this, I had literally like no one to go to talk about my problems or the struggles that I was having, and the kind of dreams that I wanted to make come true. There was no one that I could speak to say like, Do you believe in me? Do you believe in my dreams? But you know what was always there for me? My vision board. My vision board was always there for me, because what I've come to realize is other people don't have to believe in me. What's the most important thing is I have to believe in myself. I have to believe in my own dream. That is the most important thing. If I cannot believe in my own dream, then it doesn't matter. I could have 100 people believe in my dream, but what's the point if I don't believe in my own dream? In the end, I'm the one who has to take the action and do the work to make the dream happen. And if I don't believe in it, I'm not going to take action. The belief always comes first before the action. If you don't have the right belief and the right mindset, then you will self-sabotage yourself all the way to make sure that you fail in anything and everything that you do. So that's why it's really important to get in the right mindset and to focus on the things that you do want and to believe that they will come true in God's time. So this is an example of my vision board. Over here, you can't see this, but actually like the page before this was also a whole list of affirmations. I'm not going into the affirmations today. That could be a whole separate video. And you can actually find a whole list of the same affirmations in chapter 49 of the 5-day job search. I actually put all of these in chapter 49. But like this is the actual first page of the vision book itself. Like I divided the book into sections. So there's like a section for my career, there's a section for work-life balance, for travel, and like for getting married. So you'll see how I divided this up. But basically, like, what did I want to come true for myself? I wanted to speak on stage. So this photo here represents me speaking in front of other people. I wanted to be in the spotlight. I want to help people score their dream job, which is crazy because I don't even remember putting this here. I haven't looked at this book, very honestly, for 5 years. The last time I picked it up was when I first moved to Boston, and then I never opened it ever again. And what's so funny is right now I'm helping people score their dream jobs by helping them with their career. Okay. A life of wealth of life, win the game, saving people money. This part already came true. I wrote the book 1001 Ways to Save Money. So I have been saving people's money. Eventually, I do want to become a mom. And let's see. More than 1/3 of recent grads live at home. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. So I wanted to help college grads move out of their parents' house, basically. I guess I'm still doing that right now by helping them have a career, right? Yeah, the next page is basically more about like having accomplishments, like having an amazing career, just more of that, right? I want to be the boss. I want to help people get a hold of their finances. And then like, I'm on a big mission, big money, world famous, adored for years. And, embrace your extraordinary. Like all of these things like really just inspire me. And put yourself on the cover. Well, this hasn't come true yet, but one day maybe I want to like be featured on the front cover of a magazine. That would be nice. Maybe I could be on the front of Forbes magazine, for all you know. But like it's interesting. Like now I help people. I advise people on what they should do with their money. Now, I've never made content about how you should spend your tax refund, but for me, this basically represented at the time to me, like helping people figure out how they should spend their money. The next thing is, you see on this bottom, like this bottom section of the vision book, at the time I was really lost. So I put this section here because like I'm searching for the truth and having minimalism, learning to let go. I was like really attached to my problems and I wanted to learn to let go. I can be a real workaholic even back then. So I wanted to learn how to relax and have more of a work-life balance and to just have more peace of mind because I have, well, maybe not anymore, but back then I had like general anxiety disorder because like thinking about my future career and not having a plan or a path forward really gave me a lot of anxiety. And then like I have this entire a section dedicated to traveling and basically moving away from my parents. This one, I moved 3,000 miles away alone. I did move from Brooklyn, New York to Lubbock, Texas. So I moved 2,000 miles away from my parents. So that came true. I didn't really enjoy that experience, but it was definitely the experience that I needed to grow up and become who I am today. So I appreciate it. But maybe looking back, maybe I shouldn't have put this on here because it kind of came true. Just like more traveling. This one is like going to classical music concerts. So I'm going to more of these now because I'm learning classical piano. So I'm having more of this in my life already. Eating healthy was really important to me. I wanted more of this in my life. So I wanted to remind myself, like, why do I eat healthy? The reason I want to eat healthy is because if you don't have health, you don't have wealth. If I don't have health, it doesn't matter how much money I have, because then I cannot enjoy my money. What if, like, I had all the money in the world, but I can't leave my bed? I don't have the energy to leave bed. Heck, what if I'm fully paralyzed, but I have all the money in the world? What kind of life is that? Is that enjoyable? So health, I think, is something that's really important. So I really wanted to make it a big focus of the vision book. This is more health, but instead of dieting, it's more related to activity, engaging in physical activity, so that I can stay really healthy. And one of the other things that I really wanted for myself was to develop my own sense of style. So I was 20 when I made this book, and I always wanted to develop a sense of style, but I just didn't know how. And I have to say, I think this is one of the things in the book that has already come true, because I get a lot of compliments on the way I dress these days, especially from strangers. I notice when I'm out on the street, people like give me double takes and they're looking me up and down. Something that still needs work though is the acne. While I don't like have proactive like acne breakouts, I do have acne scars from all the acne I did have. So maybe someday I would, when I have more money, I'll go to the dermatologist and remove the scars or fade the scars. I really wanted happiness for myself. Like, this page really represented for me happiness, because I see like the smiles look really genuine here. And so that's why I put it here, because like, just because someone has money doesn't necessarily mean they are happy, right? So it's important for me to have a happy life as well. And this is just more of like having a sense of style. Maybe someday I can have a fancy handbag. I have still never spent more than $30 on a handbag in my life. Maybe someday I can get a limited edition Louis Vuitton handbag. Maybe when I make $1 million, a bonus gift to myself to reward myself can be a limited edition LV bag. I wanted to buy a house. Now, I don't own a house. I own a condo. But to me, these photos did represent homeownership, because my parents are working class Chinese immigrants, and they are still renting after being in this country for 35 years. So to me, this basically was my version of the American dream. Everyone thinks, well, you know, the stereotypical American dream is a single family home with that white picket fence. I couldn't care for the white picket fence. Basically, being able to own my own property is just my American dream. And because the way I grew up, because we rented, and the apartment that we rented had heat and hot water included in the rent, the landlord kept the temperature to the bare minimum by law that they had to during the winter, which was 60 degrees Fahrenheit. And so my hands and feet during the winter were always freezing. So the one thing that I dreamed of was, now this is saying Radiance underfoot, like to have heated floors all throughout the house. But basically, to me, this represents a warm house. A house where my hands and my feet aren't always freezing to death. Like, that's all I wanted. And it's nice because right now I live in a warm condo, so I'm really happy. And the last thing on my vision board here is getting married. And what's so funny is like this thing was the thing that I had least attachment to. Well, clearly it's the thing I had least attachment to because it was the last page of this book. Like if I really thought this was so important, I would have moved it to like earlier, right? But it was just this total afterthought. Yeah. And what's so funny is because I had the least attachment to it, I had less self-limiting beliefs surrounding it. And out of everything in this vision book, this came true first. Really, really crazy, right? Like the things that we have less limiting beliefs for, we attract far easily into our life. It manifests far quickly because there's less of like this mental work to overcome. And because I wasn't so attached to this outcome, like I had already like forgotten it was even in the book. I was like totally more focused on my career because I was like so lost. What do I want for my career? How do I help people save money? Like how can I become known for financial related stuff? Like I couldn't figure it out. So that's why I made this vision board. And that's why I have 3 entire pages dedicated to having an amazing career. And I had definitely a lot of like self-limiting beliefs surrounding this that I had to shed over time. And each time I had to shed them, I swear I had this like crazy identity crisis. But the thing that I had like the least attachment and beliefs surrounding it, it just came true right away. Like I made this, what year was it when I made this? I made this in December 2015, right? And then I met my husband in March 2016. So I met him only 4 months after I made this. And then we got married in December 2016. So like a whole year right after I made this book, I was married. So yeah, that's amazing. And so like this, I think this is the power of focus, right? A lot of the things in this vision book have come true. A lot haven't yet, but maybe they're still brewing in the background for all you know. My husband and I, after we got married and moved to Texas, we also made this joint prayer list. So he has like a list of prayers that he wanted for himself. Then I had a list of prayers that I wanted for myself. And then in the middle, we had a list of joint prayers that we want for both of us together as a couple. And I had totally forgotten about this, like, this prayer list. I didn't look at it for years. And it wasn't until actually a couple, when was it? It wasn't a couple months ago. It was only 2 months ago because my husband has been living in Japan for a year. He just came back 2 months ago. And so when he came back, it was like, okay, let's pray. And like, let's pull out this like prayer list that we made. And I was looking at it and the things that I had on the prayer list had come true. I had written this 5-6 years ago. I had forgotten what was on it. And what was on it was, I want to work a remote job. I cannot believe that even back then when I was working at Domino's Pizza, when I wrote this, that I said, I want to work a remote job. And eventually that came true. And it wasn't even something like I proactively like fought for. It just fell into place that I work fully remote now and I get paid a full-time salary for part-time work. It just simply fell into place naturally, right? And then the other thing that had come true was I had always wanted to make a YouTube channel back then, but I never had the guts to do so. Didn't have the courage. I was really scared to go on camera. So basically, like for 4 whole years, while I wanted to make a YouTube channel, I kept like procrastinating and not doing it until I finally did do it. But like, I can't believe I wrote down like long ago, I want to create a YouTube channel. I was like, did I really write that? And my husband's like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, that part came true, having a successful YouTube channel. I don't remember what else was on there, but like the things that I had already forgotten about, the kinds of dreams and desires that I had, they did end up manifesting. Now, it doesn't come overnight and it doesn't come out of nowhere. I still had to work. I still had to put in the effort. But my belief is that if you have this vision book and you're very clear about what you want and you focus every single day, you daydream and you look at this book only on the things that you want, and you're also willing to put in the work, there's no reason why your dreams can't come true. That's all I want to leave you guys with today. I hope this inspires you to make your own vision book so that you can have career success as well. And if you enjoy today's content, then I encourage you to please support my channel and my book by buying a copy of the 5-Day Job Search book. For a limited time only, if you click on this orange button, buy my signed copy now, click here and then add the book to your shopping cart. You can use the discount code WIN, W-I-N, to get a 10% off discount on the signed paperback copy. If you're not sure yet whether you want to get a copy of the book or not, whether it's worth the $17.99, that's the retail price, then you can download the audiobook. You can go to this page, already got the book, get the complimentary audiobook for free. So put in your first name, your email address, and you can listen to the 5-hour audiobook and see if you want it or not. Why would you want to buy the book after already listening to the audiobook? Like, why is it being given away for free? Well, my thought process is, listen, this book is 49 chapters long. And the audiobook is like 5 hours long. And if you're going to listen to it and you're going to realize, oh my gosh, this is chock full of so much wisdom and insight. This is almost like a Bible. It's like a reference. And so you're going to implement something that you learned from the book. Then you're going to come back later and implement something else. And the only way to reference it quickly is not by listening to the audiobook again, but to actually refer to the paperback book. And you know, my idea is also like, if you get the signed paperback copy, maybe it feels a bit more special to you, special, personal, and maybe that would encourage you and inspire you to work hard toward your own dreams. Because, you know, I love it when I personally get like signed copies of books from authors as well. It definitely makes it feel a lot more special. It's something I like to collect. If I were to collect anything as a hobby, I would be collecting autographed books. That's it for you guys today. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos in the future. Love you guys. See you next time. Bye.